What's going on, everybody? It's Monday, so happy Monday. Hopefully you guys have already started your morning. It's kind of late in the morning, and we are super excited to announce that CreamData.ai is here. We're trying to stay on the cutting edge of this stuff. AI, we're using AI to basically streamline everything that we do here as real estate investors. So if you are in the game doing deals every day, you definitely want to check out this tool. I did a video on Friday, I believe, and it was all about lead generation, pulling up lists. We're going to touch on a little bit of that today, but then we're also going to go into using AI to analyze your freaking deals. And today I got my main man, Colin, again. And he's ready to rock and roll. He's also a real estate investor up in Cleveland. So he is using this tool as well, and he's our expert. He's our subject matter expert in this new tool. And today, y'all, we are going to have a little bit of some Q&A, but we just wanted to make sure that we're getting this in front of you so that you can see what we're doing over here. I'm going to give you a link that you guys can try this out. You'll get a free trial on our behalf to check out the cool things that are happening in CreamData.ai. But how you feeling today, Colin?
Man, I'm just excited, fired up to show everyone what's going on, what we've been working on.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me on this nice Monday morning. It's actually decent out here in Ohio for once. So
Yeah, man. I was getting some sun before this just to kind of soak up, get some vitamin D, get some good, we only have like maybe 2.5 months of sunshine
right.
here in Ohio. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Colin's up
3
in
months a year.
Cleveland. I'm in central Ohio. So anytime sun comes out, the shorts and flip-flops come out,
Hmm.
and we
Don't
enjoy
matter
it.
the
But
temperature. If there's sun, man, we're outside.
so anywho, what you got going on for us today? Where should we start? You want to start with the AI stuff a little bit, and then
Yeah,
we can get
yeah,
into
yeah. Let's do
elevation.
that.
All right.
The AI is by far the coolest thing. Oh, okay, sweet. So the AI, in my opinion, is the coolest thing that you could possibly find. Seriously, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
And it's the main thing about the AI that I love when you put it into perspective. It gives you multiple legs up on the competition in your market. No one else in your market's doing this.
Mm-mm.
We kind of touched up on this subject the other video we made, but other people in your market, they're gonna have to drive, to the county, courthouse or the building. They're gonna have to pull individual lists, like one list at a time, massive lists of thousands of people, which is going to cost them time and money to market to these people that a majority of them aren't even going to be motivated to sell. But with our AI, we have a little bit of another filter, as you call it, as we can call it, or maybe like a list stack,
Yeah.
which makes our time and money a lot more effective than the other people in your market. So the AI, it's amazing for a multitude of different things. I mean, we're literally predicting the future with AI, which is pretty neat as well. We're getting multiple legs up on the competition. We're pulling more powerful lists. We're streamlining our lead flow. I mean, the AI is by far the coolest thing. So today I wanted to show you guys real quick, just the AI. We've already showed it like once or twice by now. For those of you who didn't get the pleasure of watching those videos, we're going to go ahead and show the AI, just the AI really quick. But then I want to show you all the other data that we have, all the different ways we can analyze a property, even manage a property with our CRM, and we can run our comp engine. There's so many tools within the software. The last video we made, we just did lead generation, but guys, this software is by no means a one-trick pony. Again, I'll put this in perspective again with competition in your market. Other people, if they're going the software route, as they probably should, in today's modern age, grab a software to help them with their business. They're going to need multiple platforms, each paying hundreds and maybe even thousands of dollars for a platform for dispo, a platform for acquisitions, a platform for analyzation, a platform for CRM. I'm talking 4, 5, maybe even 6 platforms or software platforms just to run their business effectively. Whereas with CreamData.ai, you just need one. You just need one software, and that's the one we have right in front of you. And it's going to do a better job than all those other ones as well. So let me show you guys a little bit around. RJ, is that cool? We just jump right into
Yeah,
the
just dive right in. And for you guys to listening, Colin is right. Like you want to, this is just the another piece. You guys have been hearing the buzzword of AI and how it can help you in your real estate business, from you know, there's like AI companies that are now replacing salespeople, and AI, you know, underwriting. We saw that this was super important to really stay on the forefront of it, and making your life as a real estate investor more efficient. This is what we want. You know, you still want to have that touch of you know, that one-on-one with that customer, because customers still want a person to talk to, right? And I know that there's AI stuff going out there of salespeople, but you know, when it comes to that, we're a believer that you still have to have people, human touch, to get that sale. But everything else, analyzation, organization, the proper data and lists, it's all right here. So all of the other components of real estate investing, you got your, you know, you're talking about skip tracing and data and all these softwares that you are probably already spending, you know, hundreds of dollars every month. You get it all in one area. And this is why this is why we feel like it's, you know, really going to benefit your day-to-day activities if you're an owner operator. And if you're even doing this part-time, well, cool. This is just streamlining everything and making sure that you're efficient and you stay ahead of the game. So go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guys, the AI and just the software in general makes it easier for everyone. If this is just your side gig, that's perfectly fine, and that's the beauty of the software, is it saves you time, saves you money, saves you energy. So, but yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right in. We're gonna head over to the lead pipes drop down menu and open up property leads. And from here, you know, get rid of all these pop-ups real quick. But this is awesome. This is like your own personal Google search type of thing. But instead of searching the internet, you're searching a nationwide database of all the different properties in any given market. But also, data is scrubbed and overlaid every single day. So you're getting the most up-to-date, accurate, fresh data that you could possibly find. A lot better than the, you know, paper lists you're finding at the county courthouse. So it's really neat. And again, you also get the ability to jump into any different market or any market that you would like. Whether you're working in multiple markets, you know, the market in your backyard, or if you want to go across the country and just experiment around, fly around, see what market works best. You can do that all right from the comfort of your own home with virtual wholesaling. So awesome. Let's go ahead and type in our geographical location. I know Cleveland area the best, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Shout out to anyone in the Cleveland market. I know it ain't easy out here.
If you're in the Cleveland market, you guys got to connect. Let me know if you're in the Cleveland market in the comments.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, right away, well, I just look up Cleveland, Ohio.
40K? Is that a good deal? Let me see. Where's that? Oh,
This
it's
is
in
an Akron.
Akron.
I actually saw this earlier, and I was thinking it could be decent because that's about the typical rehab in Akron. But yeah, for those of you wondering what me and RJ are talking about up here, these are these blue highlighted, we call them property cards. So these are all different property cards. These blue ones are actually wholesale deals. So these properties are under contract by a wholesaler who's looking to assign them with a ginormous network of over 300,000 investors on the platform.
Wow.
Yeah, really cool. And you guys can post them as well. You might have noticed when I hit that lead pipes drop down menu, it says right here, post my wholesale deal. And so you can get your wholesale deal listed right away. Now, you might also notice these are in Akron and I'm in Cleveland. So it goes by state, not city. So no matter what I were to look up, as long as it was in Ohio, I would have seen all the wholesale deals in Ohio. So a really cool feature there if you're looking to dispo. But below those, you'll see our actual current search. The white property cards are going to be the properties that fit my search and my geographical location. Now, let me check something. Okay. So I'm actually going to switch up my search real quick, and I'm going to head to the 44127, and you'll see why I'm doing that here in a second. There we go.
So we're going right to the specific zip code, right?
Yeah, we're going right to a zip code. This is still in Cleveland. This is east side of Cleveland, as you can see. But the reason I went to the 44127, as you can see, same thing, is because of this beauty right here, my sellability scores. So this is a demo account. This is my personal account. And when we get an account, you get one AI zip code, but you're free to upgrade. But just starting off, you get one AI zip code. And that one was in the 44127. I just forgot what zip code it was in. So we're in the 44127, so we can utilize our AI And again, I want to make this super quick. I'm not here to talk just about the lead types today. But what we have at the very top are our lead types. These are, your lists that other people are going to have to go to the county and poll, or go to a different software and do this, or so and so. We have that right in front of our face, and with the click of a button, we can pull a entire lead type list. So if I wanted to find maybe delinquent tax activity property owners in the 44127, now I got 512 results. Awesome, man. And I can do that for any one of these different lead types. And with a premium, you get another like 7 or 8 lead types, super powerful ones. Go ahead, check that out anytime. It's really, really awesome. But today, our main focus is what we're getting right away, right off the bat. Below that, we have our sellability scores, our AI. I've already been preaching on this, and you guys don't even know what it looks like. The AI, again, is essentially predicting the future home sales before they even happen on a 90-day scale. So we score every single property in the entire country on 3 different ratings from 0 to 1,000: retail, rental, and wholesale. Retail scores predict how likely a property is to sell at retail value. Rental scores are properties likely to sell to a landlord as a buy and hold type of property. And wholesale scores are properties, we're scoring properties how likely they are to sell at a discount in the next 90 days. So we have 3 different AI types now. Again, every single property is getting one of each of these different categories. They're going to get all 3, and they're going to get a rating from 0 to 1,000. Now, take note, anything above a 500 is likely to sell in the next 90 days. But get this statistic. We have found through our look back analysis and over 12 generations of this AI genetic algorithm that any properties scored above a 900 wholesale or AI score, 900 AI score, are at a 25% chance likelihood of selling in the next 100 days. Now, you guys might be thinking, Colin, dude, 25%, what are you, dumb? What are you, stupid? That's an F. That's an awful grade. Yes, true. But then you take into account, if I were to cold call 4 people, all 4 of them with a 90% chance of, with a 900 or higher sellability score, I would get 1 lead for every 4 people I get on the phone with those AI sellability scores. Now,
that's massive.
It's crazy. Now, I don't know how many of you in here have already kind of jumped into the business, have already started cold calling or whatnot, but I've cold called with AI and I've cold called without AI. And when I cold call without AI, I would spend 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours a day hustling to get 1, 2, maybe 3 leads. So, I mean, there would be days where I'd get 0, and I would cold call for hours, hundreds of people, hundreds of people, hours of pointless conversation, getting cussed out on the phone. But with our AI sellability scores, you're going to be able to filter those people out and find only the true motivation. So
that's crazy. That's increasing your, instead of having a shotgun approach, which I know a lot of people do, you're going to have a laser sniper focused point of attack here in your marketplace. So that's awesome. So we're in the zip code here, and then the sellability scores for retail. Where are we? What is that score right there? Are we looking at that green retail score for the zip? Is that let's talk about the filters here. What if we put a minimum of like what do we want here for minimum? 500?
Oh, if 44127, we wouldn't get any results, to be honest. So
isn't that East Cleveland?
It's east side of Cleveland, but it's not.
That's like a landlord.
Yeah. Okay. The east side is more landlord. So I think over 100K market value would probably be the best. So we can go ahead and add that filter on there. And now we're going to get our results of 31. And so one thing I'd like to add when utilizing the AI is right now we have 31 results, right? And the only sign of, what's the word, desire to sell, motivation to sell, is that they're delinquent on their taxes. We definitely could have a lot of landlords in here, a lot of people that really don't have motivation. Maybe they just missed their taxes or something's going on, whatever. But with the AI, we add another filter, another level of that. And how the AI works, and again, I probably should have touched on this, but how the AI works And you might be asking, Colin, how do you guys even predict the future with the AI? What we do is we score a series of micro triggers for every single property, 20,000 micro triggers to be exact. And what these micro triggers include are little things like canceling a Netflix subscription or a magazine subscription, or maybe getting a new Netflix subscription or new subscription to a streaming service, maybe a late car payment, maybe a big factory in the zip code shut down or near the house shut down. Maybe there's a new highway being built right behind there. Just a series of different things. And again, I just gave you a handful of examples. There's 20,000 of those super, super little examples that add up to show someone's motivation. And of course, we score, like, there's other things that take into account too. Like, is the property vacant? Is it run down? When was the last time this happened? When was the last time this happened? And that's how we come up with, all right, this property might be retail value, or this property might be at a discount because it's all beat up. So that's how we find these scores. So we have 31 results here. We might have to edit some of our filters too, just so we get some better results. But the key with the AI, when you're using the AI as a filter, you start high, and to get the amount of results you like, you just narrow it down. So I'm actually going to take off this filter real quick, RJ. I'm going to add it back here in a second when we see our results. But we'll start with 900 and just see how many results we get. 0, perfectly normal. Let's hop over to 800. Now, if I remember from the zip code, they didn't have a lot, so we might have to drop down. Let's go 600 here. 29. That might be fine. We'll go 500 because I want to use some of our other filters. But again, you guys can see we can mess around with this all we like. When you have the zip code, you have the zip code. Utilize the AI as much as you like. And below that, again, we have our market value. So this is like similar to a Zestimate. You know, when Zillow predicts or estimates how much property is worth or how much it could sell for. This is doing the same thing, an ARV type of prediction. So let's start with 75. And if we can get higher, we can go higher. All right, we'll just stick with 190. But we have property valuations. So, you know, again, that market value estimate, but as well as that rental estimate. How much is this property going to do a month? Below that, property features, the property type. So if it's a single, a multi-family home, the amount of bedrooms, bathrooms, the square footage, the lot size, the year it was built, also amenities inside the property as well. Below that, we have ownership information. This is a nice filter to add. So if we want people that own the property in their individual name, we can add that as well. So we're not calling, you know, a bunch of landlords have no interest in selling. We also can kind of create another list stack by adding absentee owners in here, which is a whole nother lead type in itself. You'll notice at the top.
If you want to call, like, is it true? Like, if you want to call, like, just LLCs, which are probably cash buyers, you can put the cash buyer, click on that feature, and then they'll give you the cash buyers that have bought properties in that zip code. So
yeah, that's exactly it. So if we wanted to find cash buyers in our area, we could just hit that cash buyers lead type, head down, and make sure we're only talking to people who own a property as a business. And that way we're finding all the cash buyers that have their property under LLCs and business names. And maybe we want to go in absentee owners on that as well. So we find those landlords and, you know, distressed individuals. So yeah, another great way to find cash buyers.
Yeah, cool. It's awesome.
And then below that, we have mortgage information, all sorts of different stuff here. Loan to value, loan type, maturity date, equity, mortgage, interest rate, number of open loans, estimated loan balance, and the mortgage finance type. Below that, again, we have previous sale information, you know, when it last sold, what it last sold for, if there was a double close, and the double closing time frame. This again is a nice filter to use when we're finding those cash buyers. Maybe you want these properties to be bought in the last month. So we have active cash buyers that are buying in the last month. So just another filter that we can utilize to help better our search. And below that, we have foreclosure information. So we have the number of pre-foreclosures notices that have been served. And we also have the last pre-foreclosure notice, as well as the auction date. So properties under foreclosure as well. So a bunch of different filters here, and you guys will kind of learn as you go what filters really work with what. So if I'm going to use this filter, maybe I should use this filter as well, and so forth. You'll really get the hang of it. And also these filters are going to vary depending on your market. Some things are going to work better than others. Like we were talking, me and RJ, we're just talking about what we should do for the market value. You know, in this zip code that I'm in, I know I got to go low at the market value. I know, you know, these aren't the nicest area in Cleveland, so I got to go a little bit lower. But that might change depending on your market. So the better you know your market, the better you know the business of real estate in general, the more efficient you'll be able to use these filters.
Yeah. This is cool, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then you'll see these properties right here. These are all the ones that fit into my current search. And also we talked about streamlining. So let me head back into the filters. Tell you
Yeah.
another quick feature we can do, which is deal alerts. So I hit this little big blue button on the bottom left corner of my screen. Leave a quick description of what my search was, and I can hit make sure I hit this deal alerts bubble here. It should automatically be on.
Yeah.
When I hit that and hit save, I set up deal alerts. This essentially monitors our software database and finds properties that didn't fit your search that now do. So, you know, a property tomorrow might fit this search that didn't today. And we'll get a real-time update saying, hey, this property fits into your current, your 44127 search, but it didn't the other when you last searched it. So here's that property, here's that information, and here's the ability to skip trace it. So super cool, just a passive way to get motivated sellers. Completely hands off. You don't got to do anything. You're just going to get inbound motivated seller leads.
Wow. So this is coming at you as soon as it hits your the triggers, like people that are back on their taxes in this certain zip code, immediately
Yep.
gets sent to your inbox.
Right away, right as soon as there's a recently delinquent tax activity notice, and once the AI picks it up as a 500 wholesale score or higher, and of course if the property is over 75K, once all those filters come into light, we'll get those motivated leads.
Wow. So we just showed you, we just showed you how to find some cash buyers. You call them, you get their buying criteria, and then you can go back into CreamData.ai, set up the filters specifically on what they are buying, and every day these leads come to you. Talk about being efficient. So instead of making, you know, thousands and thousands of calls or sending thousands and thousands of pieces of mail or whatever you're doing for marketing, you can just literally siphon it down to, you know, there might be 3 or 4 deals that come up. You call them up, maybe one of them turns out to be a deal, and then you can get it to your buyer, all here in one you know, platform. This is powerful stuff, man.
Yeah,
This is
just as you said it.
we're trying to make it easy. I mean, this is literally your business right here. If you're doing this wholesaling game full time, this is all you need. And if you're looking for deals, if you're a landlord or if you know you're buying in Cleveland in this area, you can just, I mean, you get the lead delivered to your inbox. You call 3 or 4 leads a day. You know, done.
Just like
That's
that,
it.
and it's all in one place.
Yeah. Cool, man. All right.
So, do you want me? Should I go through the quick all our other data and our
Yeah. Get on that one. Let's
CRM?
analyze this sucker. Let's see what
Sweet.
it says right here.
So if you guys missed what I just did, I scrolled down, and again, these property cards fit my search. So I'm just going to select the first one I find. We could dive deep into this thing. We can get all the information we can possibly need. I mean, we could turn into Sherlock Holmes if we really want.
Look at that rental, that 3-bedroom 1 bath is gonna be the rental range is 1,300 to 1,600.
Yep,
Damn.
this is an estimate again. So similar to
Yeah.
the Zestimate, I will say from experience, the rental estimate is a lot more accurate than our retail estimate.
Okay.
I don't know why it works that way, but I found the rental works a lot more accurate. So this is what it would do as a rental. Again, our retail estimate and what we should get it under as a discount, or how likely it is to sell at a discount and where that discount is. Below that, we have the other lead types. So if you remember, we just selected delinquent tax activity, but we're going to see all the different things going on with this property. And with the premium lead types, you'll see there might be even more lead types going on in here. We can see this is an absentee owner, bought the property cash, obviously owns it free and clear in that case, but he's delinquent on his taxes. Below that, we can see the owner name and how he owns it. So we can see his name's Willie, but he owns it as an individual. So this isn't a landlord. Maybe he inherited it. We can go and see that here in a second. Property insights, everything about the property, similar to our filters. We can also see the school district. So if you know your market really well and you know what districts are better than others, this is some you can take into account. Below that, we have financial insights like the taxes and when it last sold. Again, some estimates like the AVM, the market value, the assessed value. Below that, building insights, everything going on inside of the building. This one's pretty filled out. Not all the time will the software get all the data, but sometimes it gets all of it. Sometimes it only gets a handful, but this time we got pretty much all the information we need here. Below that, we have the construction and materials of the property as well, so we can see all that information as well. And this is important to look at too,
That's cool.
because a lot of end buyers that I found, a lot of them actually not want to deal with certain type of construction and materials of property. Sometimes it's just too much work to change it all up and rehab it. So this is something important to look at as well to analyze. Below that, we can also see the open loans on the place, if there is any open loans. So we can see there's 0 open loans right now, but there has been a loan on the purchase of the property at some point.
Well, this is really good to see, especially if you're buying properties subject to existing loans. It gives you all the loan data right here, and so now you can, when you're in conversation with the motivated seller, it's just giving you another way, another solution to help them. A lot of times you're going to run across someone that is motivated to get out of their house. They have a loan. They don't know what to do because they might have a balance that's kind of close to retail. And now you have really important information like the type of loan, the term, the interest rates, which is super important because that's something that you're going to be taking over. So, what happened back in 2019? All those loans that were rocking and rolling in the 2 or 3%, you can find them here using the software, and then you can go about and seeing if there's a way to help them. And so this is cool stuff here, man. That this is information that before you'd have to go through other routes and have multiple list stacking going on to get this, and just it just wastes your time. Now you can just plug in a few filters here, and then immediately you get the data. And on top of that, you can get the data delivered to your inbox every single day. Cool stuff,
Exactly.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Um,
on that topic, we could also see transaction history as well. So we know this guy bought it. He owns it free clear. He bought it cash. He bought it for 27,000, and this is going to give us room to say, all right, maybe negotiate a little bit, because we know what he bought it for. So we know how
yeah,
much he's going to want to sell it for as well.
right on. This is
So
like
that's
it's like an auditor site. This is your auditor site right here.
oh yeah, it's almost invasive, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Huh.
that's all our data on the property card. Now we have comparables, but I'm gonna show this through the CRM if that's okay.
Yeah, let's
Dave.
switch gears and go to the CRM for sure.
Cool. So you'll notice I just hit that add to my leads section, and we can do that in bulk too. We can do the entire list. We can hit this little drop down menu, hit select all, and they're
Yeah.
going to be delivered to the my leads section. And here we can run marketing from. That's why I was saying
Oh, wow.
everything is all in one place. We can run direct mail campaigns. We can run skip traces. We could send these lists to our outbound callers that we have on our team. And of course, we could save these to our CRM and we can download them to separate CSV file. But let's save to CRM. I already had a lead in here. I was messing around with it earlier. So that's why I got 2 going on. But let's go ahead and pull up this lead.
All right.
Now, some quick advice to you guys. I wouldn't add anything to your CRM until they've become a lead. That way you're not crowding your CRM and it's not, a huge mess. We're keeping it organized. That's just some advice. If you guys like to run your business a little bit better, I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. Just something I found that works for me and how my mind works. But once we have this official lead, this is like the inside of our CRM where we can organize, just manage whether properties we are analyzing, properties we have under contract, properties we have assigned, or again, properties that we have in our inventory that we're renting out, whatever the case may be, whatever type of real estate you're doing, we can manage, analyze, and organize all our different properties that we have. In here, we have a activity log where I can take timestamped notes, and it's going to show us the exact date and time and who created that note. here in the property section, we'll have some data, some information going on, like the address, the county, the parcel number, and also some other property information we saw on that previous page I was just showing you guys, and also some information that we can just add. So, hey, if this place has a jacuzzi, I can't imagine why. If it had a jacuzzi, you could just say, it has one above ground. So we can add that as well, and also keep track of some other remarks and property details. So if it has poor landscaping or poor exterior, I could take a note of that, or vice versa. Or if it has good landscaping, good exterior setup, then we can add that note in there. Now, of course, that was just a little tiny example. The possibilities are endless, and the organization is endless as well. As many notes as you'd like. On the right-hand side, again, similar cases, some public information, the AVM estimate, the market value, the type of house, a whole bunch of other different information. We kind of all saw this on the previous page. Just listing information if those was a listing, or if you're planning on listing it as well. You would keep some data in there as well. Now, every property you add to your CRM is automatically going to have a linked contact, which is 9 times out of 10 the property owner. So that's going to be pasted right away. And this name, Terry, is actually going to be automatically added to the contacts part of our CRM. Now in here, we can keep track of our cash buyers and lenders, whatever type of business you're into. We can keep track of all the different people in our business that play an important role in our business. We can keep those contacts in there. But once we add a property, that contact is automatically going to be added to the contact section. Some other further details, we have all that property information, amount of beds, amount of baths, square footage, year was built. On the right-hand side, we also have a color label. So maybe this is red, maybe this is no longer a deal or a lead. Maybe it's yellow. Maybe we got to analyze this a little bit more. Maybe we got to go see it. Or maybe it's green. Maybe we're fully negotiating. We're maybe even under contract. And now we're blue. We have this thing assigned and we are going to close. On the left, or excuse me, kind of in the middle here, we have some other organization tools. And we can actually filter in by these little stamps as well on our previous page. The type of lead or how we got this lead. So maybe it was an inbound call or an outbound call, our virtual assistant, whatever. We have to add some markets. We have none in here right now, but we can keep track of the market it was in and the type of campaign it was in as well. And we can track all of that. And last but not least, a really nice feature I like on the software is the comp engine. So I don't think I can click on that because that just took me to another page. So let me head back over here. I'm going to head over to our comp engine. You guys just saw me do it right there, but we can hit the comp engine directly from the CRM, or we can go visit the property manually through our lead types. Now, this is a different one than I just had at the CRM. So if you see some different numbers, don't be confused. But our comp engine, kind of breeze through that really quick. Comp engine is going to be right here on the property card, or again, it's going to be in the CRM, but we can hit this little button that says comparables, this little gray row right there. And now we can dive super deep into comparables. I haven't seen another software do comparables like this, where you can actually filter out what you're comparing it to. Most other platforms, at least all the ones I've seen, they're like, here's comps, that's what you get. There's no other, like, it's just this property is sold for this. On here, on this platform, we can run our filters for our comparables. We can, be as specific as we'd like. And another thing that I like is you get the chance to kind of vet the property, vet the comp, right? With other places, it's like, this is your comp for your property, take it or leave it. On the software, we can edit our filters, of course, but we're also integrated with Google. So if you want to get some more information on our comparable property and how it can relate to our subject property, we just hit this little button right here on the Google integration column. Click on that. You can see the Zillow link, the Redfin link, all the different information that we might need if you don't think the software is completely accurate on that specific property. But you'll notice I could scroll to the right, see all the different data, and get a nice side-by-side comparison of my subject property to my comparable. As that subject
Colin, is this pulling from county sales?
MLS.
Off market?
Pulling in from the MLS and just some county records as well.
That's sick. So you get the stuff that's sold on the MLS as recent as probably, so click on that last 6 months.
Yep.
There
We
you
can get
go.
as recent as a
So,
month.
yep, recent sales in that month. And if you're in the wholesale game, you know how you want to get somebody that's fresh from buying a property. You can figure out the sales that are going on that last month compared to your, asking price, and you can create margin from that. What I'm trying to tell you is that, right here, you can actually see what cash buyers are paying for. So we never overpay for properties here. We don't teach that. But you can see what the recent cash sales are. And then if you want to get in front of that buyer, you just make sure that your offer has some spread.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you're going to wholesale it, right? So, and it's coming from the MLS and off market sales too, which is great. Awesome, man.
Yeah, and if we wanted to find those cash buyers, if we want to get another, idea of what I could maybe get this property locked up under and how much I could assign it for, I could just get rid of all my filters aside from my the sale date, just make it to the last month, and I can head over to the lead types and select cash buyers. And I'm gonna see what cash buyers are buying in this area, right? So these are gonna be cash buyers. I could see this is individually owned. This one also individually owned, but I can just get an idea.
15K, dang, that's a
Yep,
steal. 6K,
right
what?
here. Yeah, we see all these red
Properties
ones.
cheap in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And I'm only clicking the red ones, guys, because the red ones are actually going to be sold. Yellow ones are pending, and the green ones are current listings. And I could filter that out as well by heading to the more section and selecting the listing status, so whether it's sold, active, or pending. So, and we get a nice little tip here. I didn't even realize we did this. Use sold status to compare prices. There you go. You're learning as you use the software. Isn't that awesome?
Well, I didn't see that here last time.
I
So,
know.
like
That
any
must be
good
new.
software, this thing is freaking,
Adaptive, I guess.
evolving.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome, man. So we got 3 cash sales, all in the, probably under 20 and 30K. So, well, you know what that tells you? Is you got to get stuff cheap in Cleveland in
Oh
this
yeah.
zip
Real
code.
cheap.
Under 5K if you're trying to wholesale it for, 15 or 20. But it gives you that data right there. And then you can go and just let the seller know too. Your property needs work, and this is what, we always say partners or underwriters are looking at when they're underwriting this deal. And so our offer's coming in at this price. So it's all right here in your fingertips. You can basically create your spread and wholesale from this, from CreamData.ai. And if you're looking to, stay competitive with your offers, because if you're buying and holding, you want to buy it cheap too. So that's where I would be offering in that zip code. I'm keeping my offers under 15K. So, all right. I know we went over, man. We went over on our time today, but I want to leave it to some Q&A. I am going to put in here where you can try this out for 7 days, guys. So you can try this out for 7 days on our dime. Check it out, CreamData.ai. Let me just show you here. CreamData.ai. Check it out. If you're even if you just want to check out the comping tool, wherever you're at in your investing journey, if you're new, if you're experienced, if you're probably already doing a couple deals, and see how this can help you streamline your processes. Our team's already using this, and basically this is right here. It's CreamData.ai. You can have the 7-day free trial and decide after that. And if you have any questions, let's see where where if we one question that I see is like if they wanted to get like the premium access to get some other motivations, what are they? Is it like probate and estate sales and stuff like
Um,
that for pre-foreclosure?
I can check. There's a bunch. I think there's 8, 7, 8, maybe even 9 more. Let me see.
Okay.
I have it pulled up. So upside down, you have active investor owned, board investors, flipped properties, foreclosures, long-term owners, potentially inherited.
Yeah.
I like that list a lot. I use that one all the time.
Mhm.
Pre-foreclosures, vacant properties, and zombie properties. So very
Zombie
powerful.
properties.
Yeah, it's very
Great.
powerful lead types in there, and you also get some other filters as well. Um, I think some listing, you get more listing information, and
Yep.
there's some other filters regarding the mortgage data as well. So you get a bunch more filters, just some more data, and of course, 7, 8 different lead types as well. So premium is definitely cool. But again, with
Right
what
on.
you guys got right now, you're going to be miles ahead of the competition.
Yeah, I like the absentee behind on taxes, man.
Yeah,
They don't have
that's
to
my
come out of
go-to.
state.
Yeah,
Like you can slay with that list. We've gotten tons of leads that way. Okay, cool. So let's see here. I'm gonna check the other platform, see if there's any questions. Y'all are quiet. I encourage you guys to take a look at give it a shot, try it out for 7 days. And after that, I mean, I think it's only like it's like 149, I think, a month, maybe even cheaper than that. I mean, guys, it's for how many, like, you got other platforms out there that cost you a couple $100 just to have, and then I know we have several now that it's all consolidated here with CreamData.ai. We're spending like $500 a month just on that alone, and now this is only $149. So try it out for 7 days.
yeah.
And
I mean, why wouldn't you try it out, right? You got 7 days. Utilize the AI.
sure.
Utilize the data. At least give it a shot. Lean into it a little bit, and if you like it, you like it. If you love it, you love it. Just give it a chance. 7 days, and at this point, in time for real estate, the game's evolving. If you told someone, a real estate investor from 50 years ago, that hey, I can predict the future with my computer, he would have, probably passed out or went into a coma or something. He would have had a heart attack. That's the game now,
Well, I
and
mean, like, I'm just saying, like, 10 years ago when I started this was my process. I drove around. I had to handwrite my own lists, and then go down to the county and figure out who the, owner was, and then go back home and then get my letters kind of, written, or, sign up for the mail house that I was using and then go send my data to that. Like, all of that just like that's 48 hours worth of work. This right here, you can just couple clicks, you download the list. If you have callers, you send them the list, or if it's only like 30, call them yourself.
that
And
48
then
hours RJ
yeah,
spent finding that list could take you, I'm like not exaggerating, could take you 30 seconds to pull that exact list that RJ was just talking about, but a lot better. And you can do that in 30 seconds. And all you have to do is sit in your cozy chair at your house and press your keyboard, 2 or 3 times. And
for
you pull
sure.
up a
I mean, you
powerful
could do
list.
this anywhere. Like if you're living in California and you want to get into Ohio, or the other states that are a little bit landlord friendly, or if you can do it in your backyard, you don't have to leave your house to get some stuff done and do deals. We haven't gone out to a deal in a long, long time. We do deals all over Ohio. So anyways, Colin, thank you for your time today. If you guys have any other questions, hit me up on our socials. Go to CreamData.ai. If you're seeing this video after the fact, and you have some more questions, I'll be looking in the comments to answer them. But guys, try it out for 7 days. You need to click on that link. Um, we pulled some strings for you so you can get that trial window, and see how this can change how you're going about in your real estate investing business. And if it's truly you try it out and you are seeing that it's making your whole operations more efficient, then send me a comment, because I'd love to talk to you and get you on one of these live streams, to see how you're using it. But any uh any other things you want to leave us with, Colin, before we go about our day?
Yeah, just a call to action, guys. If you're really passionate about this, if you really want to get into real estate, I mean, there's never in history has there been an easier time than right now, and it's right in front of your face, and you get to do it for 7 days for absolutely free.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's my call to action for you guys. At least give it a shot. Wouldn't hurt to at least open it up and mess around with it a little bit, and see if you can get the groove of it. And if it looks complex, if it looks all over the place, guys, I'm young and dumb. And if I can do it, you can do it. I promise you. So.
all right. We'll see you on the next one. Colin, thank you for your time. Hang out just for a bit.